audio and music.
Good morning, everyone. My name is John Buno. I'm the president of Mountain View Computer Users Group, and I'd like to welcome all of you back this month and all the newcomers that have shown up. The Candle Lady is our sponsor this month. Now, I will tell you, if you like pumpkin spice, her perfect pumpkin candle is absolutely amazing. You don't even have to light it. You just open it, and your entire city is covered in pumpkin spice. If you light it, leave the house.
One thing about the maple syrup too, one of my sisters bought it and she didn't even have it lit. And for whatever reason, her husband doesn't like that. So he walked into the room and said, "What is that horrible smell?" And she didn't even have it lit. So that's hot. And it's in a little pumpkin.
Yeah, it looks just like that. I mean, it looks like a pumpkin. It is really cool. Oh, and kettle corn? That's a new one, isn't it? Yeah, I don't recognize that one. And maple syrup was last year too, wasn't it? That's what Brandon said? Okay. That's a Candle Lady, our sponsor for this month. We do have a sponsorship program. It's $10 per meeting, $100 per year. You get a slide during the meeting presentation and me talking about your product. The meeting video is posted on the website with the sponsorship in the video. And we mentioned you on a link on our Facebook page. So, but if we do have to come out to your house, if it's within the Sierra Vista area, it's $35. If it's outside of the Sierra Vista area, there may be additional charges to cover with gas now at $3.10 a gallon. We're just asking for small compensation. Okay, moving right along. This is the topics meeting. And you notice that next month in November, we don't have anything down. That's because you haven't told us what you want. So, moving right along, state of the group. We do have elections. If anybody is crazy enough to take one of our positions, please let us know. Is there a motion to continue with the current officers? Second? So moved. Any opposition? Once again, Barry, we're back in office. Okay, that's taken care of. The group is in pretty good shape. We've got a good meeting area. This allows us the Zoom session, which will be made available, I think. I'm working on that one. But I will use the audio and video from the Zoom session as part of the monthly video. So, which we've never been able to do before. So I'm hoping this is the first time we're doing it. It's going to go. Our membership is increasing. The people coming to meetings is increasing. And this is the most we've had for a topics meeting in a long time. At one time, we had over 250 people in the group. That's what is happening. If you haven't noticed, the age of our group is getting older. Younger people don't think they need help. They're wrong. They need help in so many ways. But as people get more experienced, especially since we've been putting out the videos, they don't have to show up to the meetings. And we have about 35 to 40 people who view the videos every month. I don't know who they are. YouTube doesn't tell me that. I just know the numbers. And most everybody makes it all the way through the meetings, which I was very surprised about. I am, effective this last month, breaking the video up into parts. There's going to be the main topic, tips and tricks, and favorite apps, and the business meeting. So if you don't care about the business meeting, you don't have to watch it. I don't want to watch it, okay, and I have to do it. I'm thinking of not doing that, actually, unless there's something good in it. Okay, these are the functional areas that we use and have expertise in for you to think about doing something. And I won't read you this list, but, you can see these are our specialties. If you can think of anything that's not on this list or this list of things you're interested in, you do not have to use this list. This is just to spark ideas. Yes. And here's some more functional areas. and some more. Okay. These are just some things that I came up with. So we are now open. And what we do is we go through each month. Who's got a topic that they want to have? Yes, ma'am.
Copilot is new on Word.
Mhm.
So I'd like to learn about that.
Okay. Mike, how long would that take? Is that a whole meeting's worth? Oh, yeah.
Free months. Beautiful.
As we have Copilot for Windows 11, we have Copilot for Microsoft 365, and we have Copilot being dashed into. What is Copilot? It's the Microsoft's AI assistant. Let's be.
Oh, let's have a meeting. Let's do this for November. Copilot is Microsoft. Writing tools is something like it. It is Apple's integration of AI for writing. And we'll go through that. That's a good topic. Excellent topic. Okay, let's save it so I don't.
Windows 11 just did a major update this week. The ones where after you it's updated, it comes up with, "Hey, welcome to your new Windows 11. Here's 5 new things you put in." One of them is in the Microsoft Photo app. They integrated AI so that their advertising remove any background off the photo to your background. So that's in their photo app.
Yep. I was wondering whether they're playing around with that. Okay. By the way, Photos on the Mac and iPhone has that same feature, and it is almost as good as Photoshop's. It's very close. Okay, another topic.
I last month you mentioned that you use AI
Mhm.
to advance your medical directives when your traditional physicians were not getting answers to your medical questions. You used AI to
Mhm.
take it in an entirely different direction.
Mhm.
I would like Barry to do an instructional video on how that would look on your home computer.
Why Barry have to do that?
See, that's I do. I like no, 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 no. You just happened to mention it that that's what you did and you dropped it. Did. And I would like elaboration on that. Um, on how that was done.
Okay, what I did is I used an AI search engine to go up and I asked the question, what are alternatives to this problem? And it went out and brought back a number of alternatives. I took it into my doctor and I said, have we considered any of these? And he went down the list and said, son of a gun, I never thought of that one. Why don't we check? Because I have not checked for that. So we ran the tests on it and it came back positive. It's relatively, Barry, I can take that one. That's a short bit. Let's,
Seems to point to maybe a broader because use an AI search as opposed to what we call traditional search, just as a research tool to find answers. Yes.
Say along with that, I have down here, what is the source of AI intelligence or information? And there's are there fact checkers checking the information released by AI? And who practices AI?
Using the word trusting. I'm serious. What can you trust? You know, it's just like anything else when you go to uh, look at a.
I don't know. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, we
Meetings on these. Yeah, could go down. Proceeding.
Along with that is how do you uncover deep fakes?
I was listening to an interview about I forget the guy's name. We can bring this up when we get to it. But just there is there's people, companies that are doing this kind of thing, and they're working with the the AI companies, OpenAI, Google, everybody that's got an AI system now, to try to have some kind of standards in terms of being able to identify what has been AI generated, what is whether they had tools where they can figure this stuff out on the back end. But some of and he's also working with the government military, so there's some stuff he can't even talk about, right?
We're trying to encourage watermark AI.
Exactly. That easy to fix that. But even if there's not actually watermarking put in by the AI generation, they have tools under which they can still identify it based on how the file is.
Could you please send me what you have? Because you made the outline. That is an incredibly good outline.
What you hold on your face?
She just gave you my
So low, other. So
Exactly, because it's
yeah.
they don't have any kind of authority globally.
Just duplicate that and make another. Put that in January as well. It's good. Well, I'm just talking 2 months. That just doesn't seem like one meeting.
Well, we could make that as long as
Because I mean, but one of the big things I use it for is if I'm going in, I come across a web page that has just got tons of text on it. I need to know, is this worth my while? So I'll go in and say, hey, summarize this page for me, and it brings back a summary.
who drives me crazy because the emails I get there are like 2 or 3 sentences. Do you want me to summarize this?
Fortunately, Apple's email doesn't do that. But like, when I do a search now in Safari, it will, if I ask a question, it will have an AI generated response to that question with footnotes as where it came from. So I can tell the validity of it. Like I did one the other day and it came back and said, Mayo Clinic. I said, well, that's a pretty good source. I think I can do that one. Yes. It's an Apple AI generated. Yes, ma'am.
Regarding the AI question, I don't know if this goes in the one above or the one below. I actually have been using it a lot to try and write content, and I find it is it requires a lot of machination. I have to come up with words to get it to prompt it into behavior, like if I was doing a painting. I have to do a lot of
Prompted.
bolding. I have to come up with words and directives to help it because without them it doesn't. And it also gives me information outside of what I gave it.
Well, that may be another part of that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So I'm saying I don't know what that belongs in, but how to use AI to your greatest benefit without it using you. Manufacturing more.
What I can tell you is the more you use it, the more it will learn about you.
Use different ones. So I have a friend that uses Claude. I have a friend that uses something. I use ChatGPT because that's what I started with. I've also went into the imagery stuff, like Midjourney, and it was really fun. But I just found like it just wastes too much time there. It's like down with the rabbit hole. So I actually took it. I stopped going there because I have other stuff to do. AI. There was another question there. How to get it to be focused and is part of what I'm asking. And the other what the trusting piece and like I'm playing some games on my phone and I get these AI prompts. Get a color chart. Well, it's gonna scan my whole face to get the color chart. I don't want my face scanned. I and put on the internet. Right? So, I mean, it's not that it's not there, because my photo's on Facebook, right? You So, I don't know where to draw the line. I don't know how to how again, I it goes on
Next is January. That would work discussion.
Okay, I'm just looking for if there's anything else there that needs to be added.
Come up with stuff. send it to me. And actually, what I would suggest for everybody here is as you think of these things, send it to the Google's group.
The
The Yahoo Google.
email.
The Google email. At the image. Because that way he can see
We can
see us.
and it might prompt others to question more things. I was on a Lunabot, an AI helper for a company. I was so disgusted because it was the words I was using. 2 words I was using, workshop and a guy's name, were 2 out of the 3 words of the thing I was looking for,
Mm-hmm.
and it found nothing. And I did it like 3 different ways, and then I said, "Forget it." And I went out and found it on my own because it was like, okay, I could sit here and try to make it work, or I could just spell look.
Okay, let's move on, or we'll be on this all day today. Any other topic? Oh, I have a topic I'd like to suggest, and only if you guys want it, on how the internet works, how email works, how web browsers work, going through and explaining what happens, what IP addresses are.
Spend a whole semester teaching TCP/IP. That was source.
There's enough NTC. We're not going to get that fine. Yes.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about the layered model, what happens. Let's do that for February.
Just put some very like best practices, and that could cover a large range.
Yeah.
We'll figure that.
Yes,
I'm
shall. Yeah.
Apologize.
I'm adding to what Maurice had suggested. I was just looking for. I know that everybody's probably a bigger geek than I am, but I'm looking for something like a created checklist that says to me, Dell, on a monthly basis, you need to go clear your caches of on all of your equipment on your phone. You need to check for updates. You need to run first aid and just to keep it running smoothly. It's just a reminder.
Okay. Does everybody know what a cache is? Okay. A cache is a temporary storage area, primarily with your web browser. Because what happens is when you go up and you go to a site that's got pictures on it, it will download those pictures to your computer and put them in a special folder that you can't see, which is the cache. And it will stay in that cache for an unspecified to you amount of time. Now, eventually, it'll be moved out of the cache because the cache size is limited. So you've got this extra material in there, which can cause sites with lots and lots of graphics and videos. It's going to take up a lot of area, which reduces your available space on your computer. That is an excellent thing to do. We don't need a meeting for that. Yeah, just
It's yet. And along with that, often should you really change your password?
Securities.
If
Security best practices.
yes, that's it. That's the
Security just
I will say one incident that just happened. I subscribe to Northern LifeLock because we've been subject to a number of major breaches, so I know my stuff's out there. And LifeLock actually let me know last week that my email address and password were out there, and it actually told me what it was. And I don't know how old it was, but it's my email address, but the password is 44 characters random. I've never used a 44 character one. I don't know. I looked at my password manager. I didn't spot it, but it didn't say what account it might have been associated with. So I'm safe on that because I always use random passwords and I always use a different password for each website. The danger with that would be if I was using the same password everywhere, somebody can then take that password and start going, let's try it on Google, let's try it on Apple, let's try it on Amazon. And and see if they can break it. So as it is, I'm pretty safe. Like I say, I use random passwords and a different one for every website. Password managers, that's what we're going to talk about there.
Okay.
Et cetera, et cetera. Lots of passkeys are good. Yeah. Oh, I love passkeys.
Which one does like a clean your map, clean my map fall under?
I love clean my map. Okay, any other topics? Oh, by the way, on March, you notice that March?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. We're going to have a pie day that day. Everybody bring in a pie. Sir.
I notice on these topics, they don't discuss specific platforms. When you cover those, I notice a lot of times you'll just cover the Apple instead of the Microsoft or vice versa. And I'd like to see more of a balance. So, if you cover a topic and I'm using a different platform, it may, the way you cover it may not exactly fit my.
What we try and do is when there are differences between the platforms, we will specifically bring that up. Most of the time, they're identical or so close.
High level, it's appropriate to both at a higher level. It's when you get into like, how does this Apple tool work? Is where we start getting into trouble. Or how does this Windows tool work? We just like try to keep a little higher that's sort of applicable to both of them.
Like when we get to writing tools, the way those are implemented on different platforms is completely different. And that's why we're going to do one on Copilot, which is Windows, and one on writing tools, which is Apple.
Dan, to your
A Copilot in 365, even if you're using it on a Mac. A Copilot in Edge, even if you're using it on a Office.
Yeah. Sir.
I don't know if it's the proper time to mention it, but I had a problem last week that I just discovered last night how to fix it. All my searches did not show me how to fix it. I'd be glad to share it with you if you want me to. My wife and I could not send photos on our messages back and forth. We couldn't send it, but we could send them to other people. And so I searched and searched and worked on that last night. I finally figured out more I need to learn about it, but at least I know what to look for now. And I got it fixed. But in my trying to fix it on our phones, I found that I had two different apps for messages. I had one that was a Google app and one was a Samsung app. And so I looked at her phone. Sure enough, we're using different apps. But we could send them to other people. And I'm assuming that the people we sent them to are probably using iPhones.
Should have made a difference. Because it's using the RCS protocol.
Changed, except for when I changed and started sending from the same app she was, the Samsung app, they went.
Could have been SMS. It may have dropped back to SMS.
Yes. That's probably what it was. I was just going to say that. The messaging uses two different protocols. You have the SMS protocol, which is the original, and now the RCS protocol, which is an updated one. SMS will not send pictures, only text. RCS does. So that's what it happened. Is it switched? I don't know on your apps. I know
We send them to other people.
if they have RCS in their messages, it will go to them. If they don't, it won't. They probably all are using the updated protocol. I know on messages for the iPhone, it says which protocol it's using to send. But that's part of what I'll be covering. Good question. On how the internet works, especially on messaging, because I know a lot about that one. Any more topics?
Yeah.
What's new with Apple? What's new with Microsoft?
So I put down Windows 10/11 because Windows 10 deprecates October 14th. Okay. Over here, I would like to take a caveat on that and do a fast. Then I sent out to the Google groups yesterday, which apologize for being that late. Okay, Windows 10 ends support October 14th. There are two options for getting support. One of them, which I don't care for, is for $30 you could purchase a year of extended support. That's one way to go. Another way to go is they will offer you another year of Windows 10 support if you install and run OneDrive on your Windows 10 device or machine. Caveats to that are you have to be logged in with a Microsoft account to use that. And something I discovered one of my systems is you have to be running this under an admin account, administrator account. I have an old desktop that, following best practices, I do everything with a local account, which is non-privileged. And I couldn't figure out why my laptop it presented for Windows the extended security update with OneDrive. I was wondering what running OneDrive on my desktop. I was not getting that. Did a little research, found out it asked me an admin account. Logged out of my local account, logged into my administrator account, which I had very rare things on that machine. Told it to do updates, and then it appears. It comes up under your Windows update screen on settings. Right underneath where it says updates, it'll say you are eligible for a year of extended security updates. Would you like to enroll your device? Yes. Okay, I'm enrolling this device. You now have another year. So, but it has to be an administrator account. You have to be running OneDrive. You have to be logged in with your Microsoft account to get that to happen. So, you got until October 14th. I'll talk about this again on October 11th.
Sounds good to me. Okay. Any other topics?
It's not for a full class. It's just something that I'd like for the experts to touch on. How safe is banking on your phones? And are there safeguards in place that are superior to those on your desktop? I've never done banking on my phone. I only bank on my laptop. It's a desktop. And how can I'm always getting notifications from Chase to go on and load it onto my phone, and I have resisted. And so now I'm wondering, are there safeguards that are better on your phone than there are on your desktop?
Okay, I can address that one very easily right now. I do all my banking on my phone. Here's what you have to take
That's the question, Mr. Lickendale. What do you mean by you bank?
Well, they're asking, for your checking accounts, your Visa card, yeah, to the card. Do a bill,
Oh,
bill.
as far as much.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
As long as an actual banking,
It's not about using your bank card to make purchases someplace. It's about actually interacting with the bank account itself.
Correct.
I
Sorry.
here is the rules. If you are on a network that you know is safe, you can use it. No problems at all. Make sure you have two-factor authentication turned on. Absolutely important to do that. That is a must.
There's a difference between two-factor authentications. If you have SMS two-factor authentication, that's not safe.
The sort of. If you have SMS, I would suggest using email only or another biometric.
Downloaded National Bank down onto my phone. It wouldn't even let me put the app on unless I did double, two-letter authentication. It wouldn't even say, it just came up and said, where do you want this? However, it says, it wouldn't let me go past that prompt.
Also, some banks are implementing authenticators. Authenticators is the best way to go. They're a little bit more cumbersome because what happens is you go up and then the application will send you back a number, which you have to go into the authenticator application, put in that number, and then it allows you to go in.
But really, there are very few banks that use that. Yeah. You have to search very hard. Most of the banks that I use it are like brokerage.
Stateside banks, right now, almost all the European Union banks are using authenticators. US is slow to adopt them. They're like passkeys. If you are on a network like the college network, do not, under any circumstances, use anything that involves money unless you have a VPN. If you have a VPN, implement the VPN and you're safe to go. Yes, ma'am.
That's what I was just gonna say or ask is if I turn off Wi-Fi, and I'm just using my phone data, it's encrypted
Yes, absolutely.
like big time.
Technically speaking, it is possible to break that. However, the likelihood of that happening is pretty remote because it's a 256-bit encryption, and that's not easy to break. I mean, we're talking about years to break.
One advantage to using your phone would be in terms of that two-factor authentication list. You got either a face recognition or a fingerprint to unlock the app and your account. And so it's built in, the two factors built into the device rather than having to go through SMS.
Yeah, I use DB and it's tied to my facial recognition on this. So
And Chase is going to adopt that very soon if they haven't already.
I have a Chase credit card. Yeah, they're big on. They really want you to download their app. You don't use it.
Now, credit card purchases. If you have a digital wallet on your phone, use that over physical credit cards when you shop, because when you use your digital wallet, the number that is sent out that could be picked up someplace is not the same as your credit card number. Completely different. And it's only good for 15 minutes max. And then it's done. Here's the best thing. Okay, let's say that somebody makes a fake purchase on your debit card. And your debit card is the main thing you use to get money. You phone it in, and what happens? You have to wait a week before you can do anything. Not if you use a digital wallet. As soon as the bank issues that new number, your digital wallet is immediately upgraded. All the purchases that you've made using your digital wallet, those purchases on a recurring basis are updated automatically.
It does. But it doesn't make me any more comfortable using my phone.
Why? I mean, what?
It just doesn't. It just doesn't. I am unsure about being out and about, and what secured networks are in place.
Okay, if you have to enter a password on a network, it is secured. If you don't, it is not. That's a rule of thumb. If you're using the cellular data network, that's secure. The app on your phone is actually more secure than the one on your computer, much more so.
Your phone's communicating directly with the bank. You got a web browser in between. Yeah, the web on the desktop.
I can say that I have banked with Chase since 2008. Actually, even before that, but not online. I just had a compromise situation with my credit card. I did have to call Chase. They, everything stopped. You have to wait for the new card. But on my auto pays and stuff, my recurring, they had the numbers for the new card before I had the card in hand.
If you'd have had it in your digital wallet, yeah. Now here's another thing to consider. That
Thing that you're probably thinking.
I hope so.
The way to buy things, you can set up your credit card so that you can tell it, okay, anything that I buy that's greater than $1, let me know.
Yeah,
Very good
advice. You get a notification.
Get a notification to your phone anytime your credit card is.
How do I do that?
You go into your settings and the security. It'll say, hey, big for the bank. Purchase over such and such amount. Let me know.
Okay.
Oh, that good questions. I like that. That's good. I'm glad I could answer that one. Yes, ma'am.
Can the digital wallet be a topic that we talk about?
Security best practice.
I should hear you guys back.
Yeah. Digital wallet will be covering that. And the other thing I like about using my digital wallet is when I make purchases online, that it will come up and put all the information, and then I have to approve the transaction on my phone. So if it's not me it doesn't go through. I don't know if that's implemented as part of 26 or not, but they just started happening. I said, wow, hey, this is cool. My watch comes up and says, did you make this transaction? Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Who's got a good topic?
Can you recommend the best, most reliable places to purchase new electronics and refurbished electronics? It doesn't have to be a long session.
I would.
Okay. All right. So who is responsible for allowing spam into emails? I block them. I delete them. I say that they're phishing. I report them. And the same damn ones keep coming back. So is it MSN or is it my internet service provider? Well, what am I doing wrong?
You're doing absolutely nothing wrong. What we need to do is jail everybody in Nigeria, the Ukraine, Russia, China, Thailand, the Philippines, because what they do,
Emails. What am I paying my internet service provider for? And what am I paying?
there is no way for them. Now, there is a way. Most of your server providers have a way of blocking suspected spam. Each one does it differently. The problem is they have no way of really knowing if it's spam unless it is not addressed to you, is addressed to a list, possibly. Okay. But what they do is that let's say that you send a message to this gentleman. This gentleman says, oh, this is really good, and sends it to 2 or 3 other people who send it to 2 or 3 other people. And so far on forwarded message, you all of a sudden get hundreds of addresses. And then it goes through and gathers all these email addresses and puts them in the dark web. And the guys in dark web go out and grab all these addresses and they use different return addresses, which will get it through spam detectors. And that's why the Nigerian prince keeps offering you $1.7 billion.
Spams and scams.
Yes. That's it.
And then I'm seeing a pattern here. Put security best practices right after that.
Okay.
Part of one of those is why you should use BBC.
BCC.
BC. What is it?
Like carbon copy.
Yeah, blank archive. Yeah, BCC. Why you should use BCC? For people that don't know what is it, why you should choose.
Good. That's excellent.
It's like, well, and I need for a lot of groups, so that's the only way you send out.
Maybe with that.
Oh, by the way, something you should do with your credit card companies, find out what it covers when you're traveling. I found out that my Disney card, if I use my Disney card and I get a rental car, I automatically get insurance. Find out if you get travel insurance. Do you get airline ticket insurance? Do you get protection when you make purchases? What does your card, because every card is different. We need some more topics. Yes, sir.
Maybe setting up and using home networks might be a good topic.
Setting up is calling networks.
Setting up and using home network.
Haven't done much. No.
Oh, as it stands right now, I will be at all meetings for this next year. Another topic. Keep going. I mean, you got some great topics.
No, it's just a question that I'd run into about websites that I've done. I've been on these for years. Like my doctor's patient portal. And then I'll go into it and it will say it's not safe anymore.
Oh,
What happens?
certificates. What it is, so websites are secure, can be used as certificates. What that means is it's a certificate is just a little piece of code on your computer that it communicates with the server. And they agree that, okay, if I see this code, it's safe. The thing is, those codes have an expiration date. So if they expire and they haven't updated it, that's when you get that little notification that says this site is not secure. Do you want to continue? Because the certificate has not been renewed.
I'd still like to connect with my patient portal.
And if you click on, there will be somewhere it says like, wait, you continue anyway. Yeah, I know it's safe. Just click on that. Okay. The thing is, though, you have to be careful for you is you may not be encrypted.
And permissions, because permission has come up for me for other that you don't
Logo permission on your computer, you mean?
That's just an HTML there. You do not have permission to view this site. That's generally something happening on the server side. This is what you do about it.
The next time that happens, take a screenshot and send it to the group so we can see exactly what it is. Because permissions covers a lot of territory.
Yeah.
You have local permissions, which to read your drive. All of the questions you brought up, Maureen, I mean, this should have gone to the group list. When it happens, we'll get back to you. Why don't we take about a 5-minute break? Because we've gone an hour and a half. Okay, folks, we're back from the break. We are now down to 2 topic months. We have July and August. Okay, who's got another topic?
Sure.
Now that Windows 10 to point out stuff, there's a lot of people that want to get rid of their computers because they can't upgrade them or do anything with them. They're getting rid of old computers. You can go donate them to your relatives. For that. What is this procedure? Best way to get rid of them?
what you do with old electronics.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I can't tell you if it's an Apple product. You can take them up to Apple. If there's any value at all, they'll give you a Apple gift card, and they will recycle all the stuff.
Well, they recycle it anyway, even if that almost hurt.
As long as it's got an Apple logo on it.
Just actually, I don't think it's restricted to Apple products. I think they'll take.
What about Semutech?
I don't know. And that's what we're going to have to do is
Also has a recycling program for electronics.
I just have a quick note. Batteries, regular little AAA, AA. I just learned that Staples recycles batteries. They will take 10 per month and give you credit in the store for them. But like I took them 10 and learned that. And then I just took a whole big container of batteries to them. I said, I don't want any credit. Just take the batteries.
One of the bins, so I had Target, as you're between the checkout, going out the doors, next door, all the carts are stored at Target, some recycle bins. I think one of it is for like cell phone batteries. I think that put lithium batteries.
It's a little research.
Yeah, it gives us plenty of time to do the research. Because I know there's companies that will buy old equipment.
Well, and we lost that Batteries Plus, and they were the only place that I knew of that you can take a battery back.
However, they do have a policy where you had to buy something for them to fix it.
Okay.
Sure.
Do you recycle or turn in old equipment? Don't you want to wipe clean all your old data first?
Oh, absolutely.
So that should be included in that.
Well, that's part of reuse and recycle.
Maybe we should bring that up in the
Okay, so that puts us down to 1 month.
Oh, I had there was the question of where to purchase. Yeah.
Yeah, that's we could put that in kind of
There was a place. There used to be.
I could be part of that to renew or reuse, recycle, refish.
Yeah. Refurbish is the one, or not renew, refurbish. It was brought up to me that to use Linux, to maybe load Linux into one of my devices so that I could learn how to experience Linux because the stuff doesn't work with Linux.
Oh, God, I love that one. Nonsense. Linux is just a form of Unix. Unix is what your Macintosh uses. There is absolutely no reason for you to put Linux on your computer unless you want to go stark raving mad. If you want to go stark raving mad, I have a number of better ways of doing it than learning Linux.
Stark raving, because I don't even know what I'm talking about. So is the stark raving mad part about the fact that you need code or what?
Linux is a very complex operating system. You'd have to learn a whole new set of doing things.
Pretty good about that in Louis talking about.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem, is that she's going to have to select a version of Linux, then select what type of GUI she wants.
I'm not doing it. I've got too much going on. I just was curious about the idea because Linux used to come up a lot more in here. Yeah. 15 years ago. It doesn't come up anymore. And I just was wondering why this person who is a coder and they're a different person than I am altogether.
If you were on a Windows machine, that might be a true statement. Windows 11, definitely not a true statement anymore. I mean, Windows 11 underneath looks more like Unix than anything else.
Have Macs become more vulnerable?
Only to web-based malware, which is malware that can come down by visiting a website. There still are no native viruses. You see this, if you go up to the site and all of a sudden you get these, panic alerts saying your computer's been infected, that's web-based. There's been a lot of discussion as to how dangerous these guys are. The malware coming through the website. There's only one I know of that was able to get through and actually do something, and that one was fixed in an update 2 or 3 years ago.
So I'm paying a lot more money for a Mac to have the privilege of having a Mac and think I'm secure.
Yes.
Yeah, generally that's the way I look at it. So I resent having to consider buying malware protection to add to my computer.
The only malware protection I have is for web-based malware. So if somebody does come in and alerts me that, hey, we got a problem here.
I use the little free version of malware. Is that all I need?
Unscan it.
It gets a red dot when it says to run a scan.
Well, it gets a red dot in your menu bar when it has a notification it wants you to read. And most of the time it says, wouldn't you like to subscribe to the...
Buy something.
So I just dismiss the notification, the red dot goes away. And then I'll run a malware byte scan when I get a notification that the app needs to be updated. And I've never had anything.
This is where the question is, where is this going to fall in this year?
Is it very best practices? Yes, sir.
I have a question. If the Apples or Macs are supposed to be more secure than Microsoft, is that what you guys are saying?
Up until Windows 11.
Well, I just wondered why it seems like most of your major corporations and U.S. government uses Windows.
Not true anymore. It's almost 50-50 split.
You'll find that not true anymore. It's almost a 50-50 split. You'll find that most doctors' offices will use Macs now. A lot of lawyers use Macs. A lot of major corporations still use Windows because that's what their installed base is. And switching is very difficult.
Cheap PC clones running IBM out of the PC business actually, and everybody standardized on Microsoft operating system.
Yeah, you can run Windows on all sorts of different hardware. You can only run Apple on Apple hardware.
Back then the Apple Macintosh operating system
It was not
right. And before the internet, it wasn't that.
And remember, back then, security was not a major issue. That what made security a major issue, like Barry just said, is the internet. If we didn't have the internet, we wouldn't have security issues. We have one more topic to go.
How about photo editing programs other than Adobe and Lightroom? I learned about clipping and cutting personally. I think you talked about that this year on.
What if we expand that out a bit? Open source software.
Is you have Kim, which is alternative to Photoshop. Because see, Photos right now is not quite up to Lightroom and not quite up to Photoshop, but it's getting more and more powerful, which is why Adobe introduced Indigo, Project Indigo, because they want to make that gap greater. Project Indigo is an app only for the iPhone that is a phenomenal camera application. You can go in and make every single setting change you want easily. And then as an alternative to movies, to the video recording, Blackmagic, if you're into video and you own an iPhone or an Android, I think it is available on Android, Blackmagic is an application that is phenomenal, especially because you can hold your camera like this and it records like this the way it's supposed to. You don't have to turn the camera. That right there is a selling point for me. But nobody records 8K yet. We now can continue the meeting because we have all of our topics. Do we have any additional questions, or does someone have an answer?
Last couple of days this week, I've been getting text messages from random people that just say things like "hi." What that is that's just scammers trying to figure out first if it's a live number, and two, my index has got to see if you're the type of person that would answer a random thing. If so, then they'll more than like to try to strike up a conversation with, "Oh, hi, I was here," create a relationship with you, and then go into a little bit of static. It's often the prelude to what they call big betrayal, which is to form a relationship with somebody, earn your trust, and then ask for it. So it's a long-term goal. If you have yeah, my iOS has an option, delete and report junk and strike.
Part of the problem with that is that the phones they're using are IP based, which means the number doesn't actually exist. You can't call back to that number, or they use WhatsApp, and WhatsApp is total security.
What's that mean? Total security.
When you send a message, it is completely encrypted end to end. It is not using SMS, RCS. Apple, when it's blue, it is encrypted. If it's green, it is not.
That means you're both not Apple users, right?